Okay, so in today's video I will show you how you can make collectible coins and ores that you can see in, for example, Pet Simulator X and a lot of other games. Okay, so I'm here in studio and we will start by making a leaderstats script just because we want some values to change. And if you don't know how to make leaderstats, follow me. So we start by getting a service called players. Uh, it's the service we can see over here, and in that we have an event called player added. So when a player is added, we want to do a function, get the player that was added, aka the player that joined, and we want to create a folder. So we call that folder local leader stats. If you call it leader stats, then it will show up in the tab list. The values inside the leader stats folder will show up in the tab list. So, but you can call it whatever you want. Just remember it. Leader stats is equal to a new instance type folder, because we want a folder, and leaderstats.name equals leaderstats, leaderstats.parent equals player, and the player over here is the same player we get here. So after that we want to create coins, and coins is an instance, a new instance of int value, and coins dot name equals to coins. You can name your currency whatever you want. Coins dot parent equals to leader stats. So we put the int value named coins inside the folder named leader stats. Okay, so now that's done, remember, I will rename this just to leader stats script. So, okay, after that we want to, inside here, ignore the vehicle system folder. I will create a module script named drop currency. Okay, so inside the drop currency module script, want to change the module to drop, and also down here to return drop. And inside here we want a function called drop dot, because it's so we have this drop here, and drop dot drop currency. And inside the function we want 4 variables, one named origin C frame, and that will be the scene frame where they spawn, and one object, and that's the drop. So, and then we have amount, and amount will be how many drops we want to spawn, and then we have value, which is the value of the drops. So how much coins you get per drop. Okay, so inside here we want for I equals 0, comma taken amount do. So we want to loop the amount of times that's equal to amount. So if amount is 5, it will loop 5 times and do the things we write inside the loop. So local clone object is equal to object colon clone clone. So we clone the object because we don't want to do things with the original object because oh, I should rename object object, because if we do things with the object then we just have one, and yeah. So we have clone object dot name equals drop I. So I is a number, so for example the first time it loops it will name the cloned object to drop 1 and then drop 2, drop 3 and so on. Clone object dot value equals to value. Clone object dot frame equals origin frame. Clone object dot parent equals workspace, and inside workspace I will create a folder named drops just for organization, but you can have the drops inside. No, create the folder named drops dot drops. Then local random x equals, so it will be a table with 2 math dot random. So one is -10 -2 and one is random 2 to 10, and copy this one. So this will be in what direction they will be launched. So we want one random C as well. And then local velocity equals vector 3 dot new random x, and inside here we want, because random x is a table with 2 values inside and we want to pick a random between these two, so we do math dot random 1 taken 2, and so if it gets 1 it will be launched in a negative direction, and if it picks 2 it will get launched a value between 2 and 10 in a positive direction, if you understand what I mean. And then we want to, after that we have the how much velocity it gets in the y-axis, and because we don't have a random y we just want to have math dot random, because we don't want them to be launched negative y, because then they get launched down in the floor. So if we do 50 60, so now it will take a random number between 60 and 50 and launch it up 50-60 studs. And then we have random z, and that's the same as the random x of math dot random 1 taken 2. And after that we want to clone object dot assembly linear velocity equals velocity nej, velocity. And now it works, but we haven't created the drops yet. So in replicated storage, create a new folder named drops to put your drops inside. And then inside workspace, we want to create a part. Where is it? Part over here. Okay, so here we have it. And the size, this one will be called coin drop. You can name it whatever you want, but just remember. And then we want to 0.847 and copy this and do it 3 times. So to have us no, what happened? Size of, so it's a little cube. Put can collide to set it to true and anchor to false. And then we want to have transparency of 1, so we don't see it. Then we want to have a billboard UI inside, and the billboard UI inside that image label, and I think that size can be 2, taking 2, and then 2, taking 2, and the image label to 1, taking 0, taking 1, taking 0, like that. And the UI is now in the ground, so we want a studs offset Y with like 1 maybe. Yeah, that's fine because now it's yeah, it's fine. You can set it to what you want and like. But in the image label, we want to add an image. I will choose a file from my computer and I downloaded file. Let's coin vector create. And set background transparency to 1. And you can also set the billboard UI to always on top. That will look a bit more nice. Maybe set the studs offset to like 0.1 maybe. Yeah, that's fine. So now it's closer to the ground. Okay, so coin drop is completed. Put that one inside the drops folder over here, and then we want to create inside start the player, start the character scripts. We want to create a local script called spawn drops, and here you just need to have local drop currency equals to require game get service replicated storage wait for child drop currency, and then we want to have drop currency dot drop currency, and then we want to set the location. So I will create a location inside workspace, just a part that I will put. Where did I put it? Oh, okay, so, but actually where? Over here. Okay, so I want That's the location, so name it to location. Your location can be anything, maybe a chest or something. Spawn drops workspace.location.cframe, and then we want to have game.replicated storage. Wait for child drops dot the name of your drop. So if you have different types of drops, then you probably know how to change. So and we want coin drop, and then how many do we want to spawn? I will spawn 10, and each one will have a value of 5. Oh, I forgot, we need inside here, inside the drop we want to have a string value, a named currency name, because if you have different types of drops, then you need to, so coins is the name of our currency, and then we have no, not a string value, we want an int value, named value, and that's the one that we are setting to value over here. So now I think they will spawn. So if we can do a wait 5, then we can spawn. Sorry for that. So if we run over here, we can see our coins here, and they got spawned here, but nothing will happen. We are not collecting them. So yeah. So now we want to create a script called collect drops, and the collect drops is pretty a medium script. Local player equals game dot players dot local player, local character is equal to player dot character or player dot character added wait. So if the character isn't loaded yet, we wait for it to load, and then we want local root equals wait for child humanoid root part, local ts is equal to game get service tween service, local rs equals to game get service replicated storage. So while true do for I can drop in pairs workspace dot drops dot get children do if drop is a part, so we are checking that the drop is a part, and drop find first child value, because if it isn't a part, doesn't contain value, then it's probably not a real drop, and we don't want to try things on and get a lot of errors. So then local magnitude equals root dot position minus drop dot position dot magnitude. So we're getting the distance between the player and the drop. If magnitude is smaller or equal to 12, you can set the distance to whatever you want. Then local value equals drop dot value dot value. Okay. Local currency name equals drop dot currency name dot value drop dot can collide equals false, because we are now gonna tween the drop to the player's position and we don't want it to collide with the player. So local tween equals ts colon create commenting in tween info dot new, and the tween will be magnitude times 0,01. So depending on the distance, the speed will always be the same percentage to the distance, so it will look like it's always going the same speed. Because if you set it to like 5 seconds, then it's gonna move slower if the player is closer and faster but now it will move at the same speed. Easing style, choose what you want, and enum dot easing direction dot in out, not repeating, false, not reversing, no delay, and because and then we want to do position, we want to tween the position equal to root dot position. Then we want to do tween colon play tween colon name dot completed colon connect function, and then we want to rs colon wait for child give currency. So we need to create a remote event called give currency, and we want to have the currency name and value. Drop colon destroy. And now we need to create inside here, we want a remote event called give currency, and after that we want to inside service script storage create a give currency script not inside service storage, service script service give currency. Okay, so we can copy this one because it's easier, and local equals to that one, and not on server and connect function player, because we didn't type player inside here, but when we are firing a remote event to the server, it automatically sends the player with it. So then currency name value, and if you send like a negative value here, then the value we will remove. So you can use this to remove money from a player also. Local currency equals to player, wait for child, and then we want leader stats. That's because currency name. So we named, you remember that we created a folder inside the player named leaderstats, and inside that folder we created a value with a currency value that has the name that we are sending with this. So for example, and that's the same that's inside here. So coins is our currency name, then we're finding the coins. If not currency, then we want to do a warning that says no value named currency name was found inside lead stats. So that's just so if it doesn't work, we can see that, oh, we misspelled the currency name or something. Return to make it stop, and then we want to, because we don't want it to continue down here and give value, because then we will get an error and maybe break the script or something. Currency value plus value. So we're setting the value of the currency to the currency's value, because if you're just setting it to the value, then if it sends 5 with the value, if they have like 200 coins and then we set it to 5, they will lose all their coins and just have 5 left. So we're setting it to currency.value is equal to their current value 200 plus 5. So now it will work, and let's try it. Okay, so they have spawned over here. I think we'll need to have, and if we're coming close to them, okay, something broke. Oh, I think I forgot something. Yeah, so when you're doing a while true loop, you need to put a wait here, because otherwise you get exhausted allowed execution time error. And drop currency, spawn currency, set it to 10, because we want to see it spawn. So at some point they will spawn and be launched, and we are collecting them, and now we have 110 coins. So thanks for watching my video, and if you liked it, please like and subscribe, because it will help me a lot, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.